The Niners legend and Pro Football Hall of Famer to SportsCenter, Joe Montana, joining us live from Hawaii. How are you?
Doing great. Good morning. How are you doing?
Very well. It's awesome to have you here. And I know you have a new documentary, Joe Montana, Cool Under Pressure. We're going to get to that in a second. But let's start with the Niners real quick. I mean, winning they're in Sunday versus the Rams. This team, we've seen kind of an up and down season from them and maybe peaking at the right time. What do you like the most about what you're seeing from this year's team?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that they haven't quit. I mean, it's easy to get, once you get in a routine of losing, it's easy to stop, stop playing and go, oh, here we go again. And they just keep battling. And, I think the young guy played well last week. If that's going to be a change or not, I'm not sure yet. But their defense, I like the most, the thing about them. But they do have some good offensive weapons, and their tight end is just a beast. And, They got to run the ball, but they're going to play teams pretty much similar to what they are. The Rams have had the same kind of season, up and down. You just expect them to win, and they lose. You expect them to lose, and they win. It's just same thing the 49ers have been going through. So I think it'll be an interesting game, and there's always been that big rivalry to begin with with the Rams and the 49ers. So I can't wait to watch that one.
Jimmy Garoppolo. I can't imagine how often you're asked about Jimmy G, Joe, but in particular this season, because everybody says, I mean, he needs to take that step. Is he there? How close is he to being the Jimmy G that the Niners need him to be?
Well, I think he's close. I think that the problem that he gets into is like he feels like it looks like he feels like he has to make a play.
Yeah.
When he doesn't really have to. You watch the one interception he threw a week or so ago, going into the guy behind him into the end zone when he had a guy running right underneath him free. He just needs to make a little better decisions when it comes down to that crunch time. I think he fits their offensive system well. But the hard part is he can't win games when he's sitting on the sideline. He has just the injuries have been the biggest thing, I think, for them trying to figure out how to keep him on the field.
Mm-hmm. What about the team that you ended your career with, Kansas City? They just had that 7-game winning streak snapped by the Bengals. Interesting to watch their season unfold. And from what you're seeing now, Joe, what do you think the Chiefs' chances are to get back to the Super Bowl for the third straight year?
Well, I think you can never count them out. Their season has been up and down. It hasn't been like them. Ever since Mahomes got hurt, the team hasn't been the same for some reason. And, not that it's all rests on his shoulders, but, he is what they do. And, they're used to scoring lots of points, and, their defense has been holding in there. But, here, like, that's typical him, and he's just got to make plays. And I don't know what happened when he got hurt, but to me, he hasn't been the same exact player since that point. And but you can never count the Chiefs out. Not as long as you got him on your side. They can outscore anybody if they have to, even if the defense.
We mentioned the Bengals beating the Chiefs, and how about Joe Burrow? Showing why he was drafted #1 overall in 2020. I heard Phil Simms compare Burrow to you recently. I want to know if you agree with that and what you're seeing specifically from Joe Burrow.
Well, I think you see maturity right away. And a lot of it, I think, has to deals with a system you get into that fits you to a certain degree when you're first start playing. The other is where he played. They played against great competition all the time. He's used to the pressure. And he's just an accurate thrower.
Yeah.
And, and when that's the part that, baffles me about the guy, a few miles away from him in Cleveland, he was the most accurate passer in college history. And yet, he's having issues there. But it seems like Joe's just continued from what he did in college and has carried it over right into the NFL. And it's great to see the young guys get out there and get to play early. It's hard to sit on the bench and wait.
He's got that confidence, but he's got that swag like someone else who I might be looking at here in the screen.
Well, yeah, he has that. Like, I watched some of the things he did after some of the plays, and while it's going on, he has a certain calm about him. But then as soon as he lets everything go, once they have success or a touchdown or the game's over, or you see him in the locker room, those are the fun times.
Yep. Joe Montana, Cool Under Pressure. That's the name of the documentary. What made you want to do this?
Actually, it's been in the works for about maybe a little over 2 years, and someone brought up the idea of kind of, I think one of the biggest lesson that we're trying to show is that, I think when people realize that guys reach a certain pinnacle, that you got it made, and it was an easy route for you. And I think if you watch from my high school and you hear the different players that are interviewed from high school to college to the NFL, it wasn't an easy road, and it's just, it's one of those things that you hope people take away from it is, hey, just got to keep grinding, keep doing what you want to do, and you have to believe in yourself. And as long as you do that and don't give up, things will eventually work out your way. And because it wasn't easy, even when I was at the very top, it'll be interesting to see at the end what people think of what happened
Yeah.
from the inside, and because nothing's been said about it, but until this comes out. So,
When you
but
say that,
everyone
Joe,
thinks,
you mean the end? You mean leaving San Francisco? And
yeah, and
okay.
having to leave and go to Kansas City, and how it came about, and it's just one of those things where people are going to go, "There's no way." So, but
Let me
I
ask
think
you
they'll
real
be
quick because
shocked about it.
I wonder if it's, you said you'll be shocked. Okay, that's a tease. We're watching for sure. I wonder if it's like writing a book. I haven't done it, hope to someday, but I hear how emotional that can be. Was it that way for you? What did you learn about yourself, Joe, while doing this documentary?
I learned that I hate doing it. It's just one of those things where you just, when it was first brought up to me, it's like, I don't, it's not really kind of like me. And we have such a great story to tell about, and so people can watch and see the struggles you had, the success that you end up having in whether it was high school, college, or the NFL, and then beyond that. So I think that when I looked at it, it was like, oh God, I really don't want to go back and rehash all these things. And first of all, I can hardly remember yesterday, let alone all the way back to high school. So, but I think that's the biggest thing for me was just, okay, all right, I'll see how it goes. And it was fun having the kids involved in a little part of it and get their take on some of the things that took place and how they felt and really think.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.